He's only have had a episode on a Friday, but you know what? No, we ain't gonna go front. Y'all see the hat, whatever. We go backwards. It looks dumb as hell. Anyways, playoffs are tomorrow, man. It's crazy. Like, actually, it's kind of crazy to think about. Like, what we started up this podcast again in October, September.
And we're already in the playoffs.
We're already in the
damn.
playoffs, bro. Like, I'm leaving in like next week, damn near 2 weeks, actually, not really. But like, that's crazy to think about. Like, that's actually wild. But we got to get our picks in. That's what we're here for right now. Obviously, playing hasn't happened or fully wrapped up yet, but the Sixers.
When else are we gonna do this? I mean,
the Sixers and the Magic already, or the Sixers and the Blazers already wrapped up their spots as the 7th seeds in their respective conferences. We're just waiting on the Suns and Warriors to claim that 8 seed tonight, and the Magic and Hornets claim the East 8 seed. And then we have a fuller bracket, but we got to get this done with quick right now today.
We ain't getting up before 10 a.m. Mountain time to make predictions.
Excuse you, Pacific time. Let's not diss our fabled Pacific time zone.
We're in Mountain time zone. Or sorry, should we do it like ASU Athletics, Arizona time zone?
We're in Pacific time zone right now, bro.
We are technically aligned with Pacific time zone, but we are in the Mountain time zone.
It's weird. Whatever. Who gives a fuck? Anyways, the bottom line is that the first game of Cavaliers Raptors is at 10:30 for us. So we'll be watching that from BetFC.
BetFC. Bedrot. Today. Hey, tomorrow. Today was a great day to Bedrot. Tomorrow, even greater day to Bedrot.
Yeah, I'm gonna start calling it Bedchella. You know, like Coachella, but Bedchella.
Bedchella, like Beaverchella, Bedchella.
Hey, shout out Beaverchella, bro. I've been on that all week, bro. I've been bumping JB all week, bro. That's like my childhood. That's heritage, man. If you haven't been bumping JB, man, Justin Bieber, consider yourself a fake person of this world, man, of society. Consider yourself a Celtics fan. Anyways, let's roll. Obviously, the 1 seed in the West, Oklahoma City Thunder will be playing one of the Golden State Warriors or the Phoenix Suns. We'll find that out later tonight. But as of right now, we don't know who that's going to be. My prediction is going to be the Warriors. Zach, who's your prediction before we get into the pick for the series?
Like I really thought the Suns were going to win last game, but I got to go with the experience of the Warriors. Like after seeing the way the Warriors closed that game against the Clippers, I don't have faith in the Suns to get it done against this squad. So yeah, I think it's going to be Warriors Thunder first round.
Yeah, me too. I think it's going to be Warriors Thunder first round. And the funny thing about that is that it is going to be what I call it, the new dynasty of the Thunder versus the fading dynasty of the Warriors in the first round, which is kind of insane to think about, like, quote unquote, the passing the torch, even though the Thunder have already won their championship and all that kind of stuff. But this is really the passing the torch. The Thunder are projected to be like, you know, multiple time winners of the Larry O'Brien Trophy in the next 10 years or something like that. So without further ado, Zach, who's your pick in this series? Thunder versus hypothetical Warriors.
Yeah, give me the Thunder in 4. Like I talked about the experience of the Warriors. It's just not close. I don't think these teams are close or even comparable talent-wise. The Warriors have been crippled with injuries all season long. I mean, I do think there's a chance that they could steal a game, but the Thunder are far too dominant for me to pick against them at any point right now, especially against this hobbled Warriors squad. So, yeah, give me the Thunder in 4.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Just a little bit different reasoning in my game picks. I have the Thunder being the Warriors, but I see the Warriors stealing maybe even a game or two. I mean, again,
2 is pushing it. I just don't think that the Warriors have 2 games in them.
Well, I know, but we saw Steph Curry light up the Clippers when I thought the Clippers were going to clearly win that and then go on to play the Blazers and get that 8 seed. But here we are with the Warriors now. It's the same thing we've been saying for years and years.
You're copying the Clippers and the Thunder. Like they're two different stratospheres.
Hold on, chill. Let me finish. Damn, bro, I'll let you speak. Fuck.
Well, sorry. I just I don't get this.
Hold on. Let me say my damn point.
I was just gonna say one of them was in the Intuit Dome in front of, as we all know, plastic. You know,
That was all Warriors
Most
fans.
plastic. It was a lot of Warriors
I
fans.
know you heard those
can't even-
Warriors.
I did. I did. But
Warriors.
it's a different feeling when you're going into the Paycom Center, or even the Chase Center. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, I know.
We know the Warriors fans ain't finna turn up. That's not the real Warriors fans aren't in Chase Center.
They're not there. But what I'm saying is, when you have Steph Curry on your team, you have a chance to win any game in mankind.
I agree with that.
Two game, absolutely, yeah, sure, pushing it, but I wouldn't be surprised if it happens. So I'll give him 1. I have the Thunder in 5.
All right.
I think the Warriors come out somewhat in 3 or 4 and take a game at home, but then the Thunder obviously roll to 5 to the Western Conference semifinals to face the winner of this series, Lakers Rockets. God, this is scary hours for me, but I'll let you go first.
Interesting series. We were just talking about it before the pod. Nobody believes in y'all. Everybody's counting you out.
Yeah,
I'm counting y'all out. Like I'm here to say it. Like I will pick the Rockets in this series. You know, everybody in the world is counting y'all out. What do the Lakers have for me? And I think they have 2 games in them.
2.
I'm gonna say the Rockets win this series in 6. I have faith in y'all to at least steal a couple games. I think that if Luka gets back, then maybe even more, maybe win the series. I don't know. He's over in Spain right now, chatting it up with like his buddies in Madrid. Like it's I don't know. It's an interesting scenario, but I think this Rockets squad outmatches the Lakers. Just even with when healthy, I think this Rockets squad does outmatch the Lakers. So give me Rockets in 6.
Yeah, I have a different opinion. Obviously, I'm gonna rock with my Lakers squad. I can't back down against them. I have to rock with them. I have them in 7. I really, the Rockets squad absolutely has more talent than a beat up Lakers squad. Any team has more talent than a beat up Lakers squad as we are right now. But I'm not gonna lie, I still don't trust the Rockets squad. The Lakers took 2 off them when they were Lakers were half healthy when they took 2 off of them back to back, and obviously that was the Luka Doncic. But Lakers have home court advantage. The Rockets squad, I mean, here's what it really comes down to. It's like there can't be any antics with LeBron. Like, he's already on his Mind the Game podcast, which already kind of scares me a little bit that he's not super locked in. But like, the X factor is in the rest of the team around. Like, the rest of the team has to be borderline elite, maybe even elite. Like, Kennard has to shoot the lights out. Rui has to score at least 20, 21, 22 a night or a game. Marcus Smart has to anchor that defense. And the real X factor has been the real X factor for the whole season that he hasn't really turned up is DeAndre Ayton. Like, that's all end all be all for this series. He has to go against Şengün, who's arguably a top 5 center in the league, and can easily hand him a double-double, maybe even triple-double every single game of the series. But I really do trust LeBron in this series. I think the matchup of him versus KD is something that we're never going to see again. Two of these aging stars that are the best on their team still, in years 23 and 18.
I guess with no Luka.
Well, with no Luka, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's going to be something to see. And I have them in 7. If I pick the Lakers to win the series, I'm not going to have anything under than 7 for the sake of our injuries. But I'm also never going to rock against my Lakers.
I was going to ask, in this case scenario, what game do you have Luka returning in?
6.
Dang.
Because first of all, even if he was to, let's say he was to get on a flight right now, I don't think he plays games 1 and 2. Like, first of all, you got to measure the jet lag. That's from Spain to LA, that's a 8-hour, 9-hour difference. So first measure the jet lag. Honestly, even if he was to return like right now, he wouldn't play games 1 and 2, and then he wouldn't go on the road either to play on the road. Maybe even game 4, so maybe 5. I say he returns 5.
It's just all sounding far fetched, man. Like that Luka is returning, but
I don't know.
We'll see.
Shock the world, but I mean, I don't know. 7. Give me 7.
Hey, we will be there tomorrow, man.
Yeah, we will be there for the Lakers.
Lakers Nation, we will be there. We're gonna get the bronze special. Like we will be there.
Yeah, I think this is a series where we're not gonna see a team take a game on the road. I feel like it's gonna be one of those series where home court is very dominant. especially for a beat up Lakers squad to go on the road to Houston. Um, it's just gonna be one of those series, pretty streamlined in terms of home court advantage, all that kind of stuff. Also, 4 or 5 is always very hard to pick. So let me Lakers in 7. Moving on to the other side of the West brackets. 7 versus, or whoa, not 7. 3 versus 6. Nuggets, Timberwolves. This is probably the series of the first round, in my opinion. Like, we saw this a couple years ago. Every single regular season meeting between them since that playoff series 2 years ago has been one of the like top 5 games of this respective season. We saw what they did on Christmas Day. That was a double overtime game. Jokic had like 60. Like, it was unbelievable. And this Nuggets team, both of these teams are rolling at the right time. The Timberwolves kind of faltered a little bit at the end, but they didn't move seeds because they're kind of in no man's land over there in 6 seed. But they've been streaking as of late. So have the Nuggets. Jokic has had another MVP case season and has been right behind the leading contenders in the MVP. But I like the Nuggets with home court advantage again. I have the Nuggets in 7. It's pretty simple. I don't think Gobert's defense is enough to keep up with Jokic. We saw what Jokic did to Wemby in all the matches this season. Who's to say that Gobert is going to do much better? Maybe more experience in that facet, but it doesn't move as well as Wemby, and we saw what Jokic did to Wemby. So I'm gonna have Jokic.
Jokic and Wemby matched up once this season.
I'm sure they did not match up.
No, it literally once. It was only that overtime game.
Okay, well then look at that one overtime game, and I don't think Gobert is going to do much better than Wemby did. So.
Yeah, I guess that's a fair shot. I just wanted to point.
Okay, I thought they
only played once. No, it's just like clashing health.
Jokic was injured and all that kind of stuff.
Well, Wemby didn't play in 3 games versus the Nuggets, so
damn.
And I think Wemby missed 3 games against the Nuggets.
Damn, my fault.
I mean,
all right. Well,
last game of the season, some of them were just time. But yeah, sorry. Getting back to the topic, I'm rocking with the Nuggets in this series. Like, I think everybody's rocking with Denver here. Wolves have been far too inconsistent for my liking at times this season. They've been very streaky. Ant's health has been in and out. And even then, when Ant's healthy, there's questions about, how impactful of a superstar is he? Like, obviously, he's a superstar player. He's one of the best in the game. He can give you 40 on any given night. But the thing is that Ant isn't that great of a passer. He isn't that great of a defender. So sometimes when he's not going, it gets rough. And that's where you can really question if Anthony Edwards is really a top 5 player in this league or a top 5 talent. And for me, it's just he's not there yet. And when he's struggling, I see this Wolves squad struggling. And for me, I have to go with the Nuggets in 6 here. That's just where I'm standing at right now. I mean, this is definitely, I wouldn't even say in my opinion, I'd say this is definitely the series that everybody's going to be watching in the first round. And it's the best offensive team in the league versus one of the best defensive teams in the league. Like, it's cinema. I don't know how else to describe it. This is going to be the series of the first round, and I can't wait for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple. You said one of the best defensive teams versus literally the best offensive team. Like, the Nuggets have far and away the best 5-man lineup of Murray, Jokic, Aaron Gordon, Cam Johnson, and I'm blanking on one other person. I don't know. Probably Christian Brown, or honestly, that last spot's a filler spot of anybody. But they have the best 5-man rotation in the league, or 5-man lineup when you put them on the court against a Timberwolves squad who has kind of been in and out of lineups, honestly. Like, at times you see Mike Conley starting, and then other nights you see the right on the health of like Dante DiVincenzo and even Ant. Nice you see Gobert. Like, it's kind of weird all around. So I'm still gonna have this going 7. I think obviously playoff time turns up a lot of people, and Ant's one of the biggest playoff risers we've seen the last couple of years. We saw what he did again to this exact same team in this scenario 2 years ago, where he took them 7. They were down 3-2 in that series as well. But I think the Nuggets finish off, rewrite history a little bit more this time. Move on to the last matchup of the first round. Your Spurs are finally back in the playoffs after a 7-year absence, going against a team in the Portland Trailblazers who had to win their way in. But unfortunately, I have to run into this alien of a team, Area 51. Zach, I'll let you go first on your squad.
Yeah, Portland's definitely the matchup I wanted. I can't lie. I talked about that when we record last Wednesday, I guess.
Monday.
Or no, it was Monday when I talked about it. Actually, never mind. It was Tuesday
Oh,
when
it
we
was
did our
Tuesday,
playing
you're right?
prediction.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was rocking heavy with the Suns in this game. I didn't want to play the Suns, but thankfully playing the Blazers. And for me, I think the Blazers are good enough to take one game on the road, but I think the Spurs squad wins in five. I mean, four is even a possibility. I'd still rock with five. I mean, just dominant the Spurs have been in this season series in the regular season. Obviously, that doesn't determine anything in the playoffs. The Trailblazers have been one of the better teams in the league in the past 30 days, so I'm not counting them out at all. But I think the Spurs squad is too dominant, and that's pretty much it. Defensively, the Spurs have done a fine job on Denny all season. I, I just have too much faith in the squad getting it done against the Blazers. So yeah, give me the Spurs in 4 or 5.
Yeah, I think that I mean I think this is gonna be a sweep, simply. I don't know. Like this is kind of I guess the one game that I feel like would be taken off of them would be one of those first two games at home. Probably if that first game, just off of, is kind of the first playoff game for everybody on your team except like Cornette, Harrison Barnes, and De'Aaron Fox. But Wemby's first playoff game, Dylan Harper's obviously rookie, first playoff game there. Stephon Casual's first playoff game. Like it's a lot of guys that have experience in this situation. And yes, they are learning from people that have experience, but that first game might be the one that the Blazers take. I still don't see it though. I have the Spurs winning in four in a simple sweep. Nobody on that Blazers squad can guard Wemby. Klingon might give him a couple possessions of trouble, but overall, Wemby's too dominant on both sides of the ball. Dylan Harper is going to easily be able to, I feel like, knife through that defense. He's one of the best. We've talked about it all season off pod. One of the best finishers in the league when he gets to the cup. Stephon Castle, he plays his role well. The sky's the limit for this team. And obviously De'Aaron Fox. The playoff experience there is unmatchable compared to this Blazers squad in the backcourt there, where they're having Scoot Henderson, Denny Avdia, who has no playoff experience really either. Um, so I don't know. It's pretty simple, chalked up matchup for four straight wins for the Spurs, in my opinion. Um, let's move over to the East first round. Let's get the first round out the way. Top of the East still haven't found the matchup for the Pistons yet. We'll find that out later today between the Hornets and the Magic. First off, Zach, who do you have winning that game tonight? Hornets go to Orlando to play Magic.
I'm still rocking with the Hornets. I mean, we talked up a storm about the Hornets on Tuesday, and they, went out and had one of the games of the season, I'd say, against the Heat to get this far. And I have so much faith in them. I don't have faith in PB Noj, Rigatoni Randall. I don't at this point. I mean, I saw the video you sent me last night. I actually think we both sent it to each other, like right after each other.
Which
You know the old lady
oh my
ranting on
god.
TikTok. I honestly I feel for Paulo at this point, but he's kind of doing it to himself with the way he's playing right now, and I have faith in this Hornet squad. There's vibes there. They're playing well. They've been like the third best team in basketball in the last 30 days. So nobody has more momentum than them. So it's pretty easy for me to pick the Hornets.
Yeah, I'm a rock with the Hornets too. Wow, you did send it to me. I didn't even realize you sent it to me.
Bro, it was like almost one after the other. I was like, damn.
No, Jay, you made Andre Drummond look like Stephen Curry last night.
Sorry, that one kills
so
me.
funny, bro.
You made
that's
Andre Drummond look like Steph Curry last night.
That's a loud repost, man. Anyways, I got the Hornets winning this game too. For the reason I had them being the Heat, hottest team since the All-Star break, hottest team since January 1st. Fun team to watch. I did see somebody say that we saw like all the cycles of LaMelo Ball on Tuesday night, like streaky LaMelo Ball, on target LaMelo Ball, cold LaMelo Ball. I hope we don't get that in this game tonight, because if they do, then the Magic, I feel like we'll be able to capitalize on that. But again, I'm gonna rock with the Hornets. Con Knupp also didn't have a great game. Him and Melo shot like or was
And
it him?
they still won. That's like
Yeah, it was
the
like
crazy part to me. I mean, Kobe White had the game of his life.
yeah,
Like
they shot 2 for 22 combined from three.
I really like what Kenny Beecham said there. He was like, "Oh, even if Kobe White doesn't sign back with Charlotte, he's a legend in Charlotte forever." You know, because the Hornets franchise, like let's be honest, doesn't have the greatest of history.
Have
But
not,
for
yeah,
that game alone, he is a legend of the franchise. And you
yeah.
know what?
It's
Like
like
that.
it's like Kemba, Glenn Rice, and Kobe White now in Charlotte in terms of.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
Anyways, we'll have the Hornets go into the first round to play the Pistons. Who's your pick in that matchup? Hypothetical matchup of Pistons versus Hornets.
It's really weird because I feel like in most years the 1 versus 8 is just lopsided, especially like I had it being lopsided in on the other side
Yeah.
in the West, but I really think that Charlotte could take a couple games off the Pistons here,
Mhm.
especially like if Cade has an off night, they're in a great position to take advantage of that. I mean, right now they're creating possessions at probably the best level in basketball with their offensive rebounding ability, with their turnover uh, creation ability. So I have them taking a couple games, but I just don't think they're quite good enough yet to beat the Pistons. So I want to say Pistons in 6. I want to give the Hornets credit, but I don't want to give them too much credit. And I mean, we all saw how that last game of the regular season played out. It was, high action, high octane, tempers flaring. Like it was an awesome game. That's what we want in basketball nowadays. I mean, we want to see, some competitiveness. We want to see some rivalry. And so this is a series like I'd really look forward to if the Hornets do end up coming out of the East play-in.
Yeah, I'm on the same lines as you. I think the Hornets honestly push this to 6 or 7 game series. But the one thing that I'm very concerned about for the Pistons' sake is, first of all, the matchups. The Pistons, we've talked about it all season long, are one of the worst shooting teams in the league. And when it comes to the playoffs, teams that don't shoot well from beyond the arc tend to struggle, especially against a team like the Hornets who have great interior defense. How are you going to be able to get the ball inside? Can't really play inside out if you're not playing outside in, which really plays into the advantage of the Hornets, who are a fast team, can get out on the break, all this kind of stuff. So that's where I find trouble for the Pistons. But on another part where it's like an intangible part of the game, you mentioned tempers flaring. This is literally a rivalry in creation right now between the Pistons and the Hornets. We've seen them the entire season. Every time they matched up, some punches are thrown, some mouths are jawing back and forth. We've seen that all throughout this season, and I really am hoping for the Pistons' sake that both sides, but the Pistons, who have Isaiah Stewart, who's one of the crucial parts of their defense down low and overall their entire system, I'm really scared that he's going to get into some altercation and get suspended for a game. And if he does, the Hornets are going to bounce on that immediately. On the flip side, Musa Diabate is one of the biggest instigators in this rivalry too. So he might be one to get suspended too. Honestly, he might throw some Musa ears up and there might be some punches thrown after that. So I'm really intrigued to see that part of the side of this series go where, once tempers start flaring, how do they control it, all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, how do you bounce back? How do you get punched in the mouth and bounce back?
And it comes down to playoff experience. The Pistons were in the playoffs last year. They've been the 1 seed all season in the East. They're the most consistent squad out there right now, besides like the Thunder and Spurs maybe. And they're part of that 40-20 club, which you talked about at the start of the season too, or midway through the season, where they got to 40 wins before they had 20 losses, and that gives you true contendership status. So I have the Pistons at 7. I think they do go up 3-2. I think the Hornets come back. Charlie's buzzing. I think they take game 6 and it goes to a 7. I think the Pistons blow them out the water in game 7. It really is one of the most favorable matchups for the Pistons, or unfavorable matchups for the Pistons, favorable for the Hornets. So I think they win 3, honestly. And I have the Pistons at 7.
Yeah, it almost feels like unfair. Like this is not a matchup that any regular 1 seed would be facing, but here they are. They've got almost a new rivalry. I mean, I guarantee you, if the Hornets take them to 7 or possibly win this series, that is like a bookmarked, stamped rivalry going forward for the foreseeable future. And I have to agree with you. Like, I think the Hornets really can take a couple games off the Pistons, especially if Cade has an off night. I mean, we've seen them struggle to create offense without Cade. So I wouldn't be shocked if the Hornets take a couple games. I still would put me in the category of being shocked if they happen to win the series. I mean, that'd be an all-time great upset. But right
I
now,
still wouldn't even be shocked if they win the series.
I'd be shocked if they win. I'm still putting myself in that category. The Pistons should win this series, no doubt. They should win this series, but I think it'll be interesting. I
Fair
think
enough.
the Hornets will make it a series.
Yeah, the Pistons, who we both have, will face one of the Cavaliers, and the surprise team, honestly, to get out of the play-in perennial category, and the Toronto Raptors, who clinched a 5 seed pretty early on in the season. They'll play the Cavaliers. Zach, who do you have in that matchup?
It's honestly a lot more of an interesting series than some people are talking about. Like, I know we were talking about bed rotting on tomorrow. I know we were talking about bed rotting tomorrow, like not getting up for this game, but I don't know. I've been looking through the stats. I've been looking through the recent stretches. I think this series could be a lot more interesting than some may think. Now, I just want to get it out of the way. I have the Cavs winning this series, but I have them winning this series in 7 games.
Ooh.
I don't know. I don't know how many people are going to have that, but as of late, like the last 30 days late, the Raptors have been playing a whole lot better basketball than the Cavs. I mean, just going through it on the season, obviously the Cavs have been the better squad, but it's not been by much. Within the last 30 days, the Raptors have a +8 net rating, and the Cavs are all the way down at a +3. Like, they've just been struggling defensively. Defensively, the Cavs have, and that's honestly the strength of the Raptors. Now, I don't think I could pick the Raptors to win this series. I don't trust their offense. I don't trust them, like, really any of them offensively. Like, I don't trust Brandon Ingram to lead a team to victory in a series offensively. I don't trust Emmanuel Quickly to lead a team to victory offensively. Definitely don't trust RJ Barrett. Like, I just think that this Cavs squad has too many guys who've been there, done that, especially if it comes down to a game 7. I know James Harden sucks in game 7s. I don't know. Maybe Uno will prove them wrong this year. I hope Uno proves them wrong. I don't want to fall into the fell for it again category, but I was at the same spot last year where I was like, yeah, Harden's going to change the narrative. Harden's going to prove everybody wrong. And then game 7 versus the Nuggets, he was nowhere to be found. One of the worst games ever. James Harden, please, just one time, please give a good game 7 performance. But I mean, it just boils down to the star power. It boils down to the offense. And I trust this Cavs squad. I trust Donovan Mitchell more than anything. And I'd say they get it done in 7.
Yeah, I completely agree with the reason why you have them 7. I just have it slightly skewed. I have them in 5 for the simple fact that I think in the games that you think the Raptors would take, I feel like they'd come up a little bit short. I just trust the experience of these 2 superstars of James Harden and Donovan Mitchell combined to take down this team in 5. And if it does go to 7, which you think it does, I think in that game 7, I think you're heavily relying, or I think Kenny Atkinson is heavily relying on the superstar talent of Donovan Mitchell rather than James Harden. And I feel like people have been talking about Evan Mobley and his struggles this season. You know, he has only been a double-double monster. We thought he could be a lot more of a scorer and a defensive anchor after coming off a DPOY season and All-NBA spot last year. But I think the real big man down low is now Jarrett Allen paired with James Harden. I think that's where the real issues lie for other teams or opposing teams, where James Harden is one of the best pick and roll scorers of all time, or pick and roll players of all time, who now has turned Jarrett Allen into one of the best pick and roll finishers of all time. And you pair that with the other guys around him, like Evan Mobley and Donovan Mitchell, who can play their own game, who they've been playing together since 2021, or 2022. So, I trust this Cavs squad a lot. I feel like I also was a victim of the Harden playoff performance, like caveat
At this
year.
point, who isn't?
Yeah,
I mean, at some point,
really.
at some point or another. I mean, I love James Harden, one of my favorite players growing up, despite being a Spurs fan, despite being a Steph Curry fan. Like, I always loved James Harden's game, but it's been rough sometimes. Like, I will defend his playoff performances because I don't think he's an out and out bad playoff performer. It's just Game 7. It's been a hump he hasn't been able to get over this in his career.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's definitely a case for him. But I feel like in this series, I feel like for the first time in a while, we're not looking at James Harden as being the primary reason that you have to win a game or a playoff series. I think the Cavaliers are proven many times that they've won with Donovan Mitchell. He can average 40 in the playoff series if you really need him to. So I feel like for the first time in a while, even in Philly, we were kind of asking a lot from Harden because of the health of Joel Embiid and the young inexperience of Tyrese Maxey. And then when he was in Houston, he was obviously number one option. And then even last year in LA, Kawhi's injuries and all that kind of stuff really didn't help either. So I feel like for the first time, we're not asking Harden to be the number one option on a playoff team. And it really helps when you have one of the best players in Donovan Mitchell on your squad alongside you in the backcourt. So Cavs second round. Flip it. Knicks Hawks. This is such a fun series based off the culture around this matchup. Zach, run me through it.
Man, I can't believe we're getting this series, and I can't believe we're doing it without Trae Young. I mean, it's heartbreaking to see. Just as a fan of the sport, man, it's heartbreaking to see. I mean, I think everybody out there who watches basketball in some capacity wishes that Trae Young would be playing in this series. Maybe not Hawks fans because they've played so much better without him this season, but it would be fun just for old time's sake. And I don't know, it kind of takes a bit of the wind out of the series. Although I don't know if you saw the clip of Zoran.
I did see
Trash
that, bro.
talking
It was so
Trae
funny,
Young.
bro.
That kills me, man. Trae Young's forever stamp, man. Like, God, that yeah. Can never be replicated what he did to the city of New It's awesome. It's why we watch basketball. It's why we love basketball. But I struggle with this series because I like this Hawk squad. They've been playing really good as of recently. But the Knicks just always seem to prove me wrong in the playoffs. Like last year, I had them losing second round to the Celtics, and then they went on to the Eastern Conference Finals. I mean, I know that's only making it one round further than I had them going, but still, like
Big leap for that team.
I know I picked against them, and they just seem to prove me wrong. And preseason, I had in the second round, I picked the Hawks to beat the Knicks. Granted, that was with Trae Young. I had Trae Young on my All NBA third team. We'll get to that ridiculousness over the summer, but this is such a weird series because I truly could see it going either way. Like I don't love either of these squads. Like especially the Knicks, but I can't bring myself to pick against the Hawks like crazy.
Personally, I can't pick against Brunson. That's my biggest thing. Brunson in the playoffs is something that I love to watch. I mean, everybody loves to watch Brunson in the playoffs. Just him being able to cook anybody he goes up against is awesome. You said Trae Young's obviously not in this series, which has been fun, but don't worry, we'll still hear his name in MSG. Don't worry, that's still gonna be a thing. But I have the Knicks in 6. I just don't think that the Hawks are one experienced enough in this scenario. And two, this roster is kind of, I mean, yes, it has been assembled over the trade deadline, has been streaking since the trade deadline, but also like, let's not slight the Knicks. Like they've still been one of the best teams in the East all year, even though they haven't had the season that people have expected them to. But they've still been one of the best in the East. Like let's not get that. Like let's not stray that away from them. Let's give it credit where his credit's due. So I have them in 6. I think the Hawks definitely snag a couple of games. It is just unfortunate. I really do wish Trae Young was here because that would have been so fun. Even if he wasn't playing, just on the bench, like genuinely, that would have been so fun.
Yeah, to me, it boils down to star power. Like I agree with your argument there. Granted, the Knicks aren't great with Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns in the lineup. Let's just say that duo doesn't really work well together. But in a Game 7 win or go home, I have to go with the Knicks. And I know I sound crazy picking 2 Game 7s like so early in the playoffs, but it's playoff basketball. Yeah, it's playoff basketball. We saw last year. I mean, this is, in my opinion, it's between this and March Madness for the best playoffs on the planet. And I mean, you got I won't be I won't be convinced otherwise. I love the NBA playoffs. I don't care how how dominant teams usually win. But, dominant teams have earned the right to be dominant by dominating the 82-game regular season.
Real.
They've earned the right to play a weaker opponent.
Yeah, well, let's you said
I'm going. Sorry, let me get back to my point.
Yeah.
I'm going Knicks in 7. I think that this Hawks team has been completely different since the trade deadline. They've dominated the turnover battle, which is something the Knicks have been great at all season. But just as in this recent run, the Hawks have been better than the Knicks in a lot of on the margins and a lot of smaller, categories. I feel like they don't have just quite enough to get them over the top, if you know what I mean. Like in a winner go home game 7, I will trust Jalen Brunson.
Yeah,
he may be a cone. He may be the biggest cone to ever exist in the history of cones. Like we haven't seen a cone like him since Darius Acuff against U of A. But give me the Knicks in 7.
You thought about you having multiple game 7s, but it's not that crazy, bro. Last year we had the Nuggets and Clippers in the first round game 7. Rockets Warriors went 7. Pistons and Knicks was a Jalen Brunson shot away from going to 7.
That Rockets Warriors series was cinema, man.
Yeah, man. I remember watching
Jalen Green was stinking it up. Suns legend. Shout out Reese. Draymond looking down at the camera. God, that was in game 7 when the Warriors were giving them straight belt. Oh, on their home court too.
Yeah,
that was awesome, man. Bro, Lakers Nation, what do you got for me, man? I need something like that again.
Oh, we don't go in 7. We're going. Well, I have them in 7, but I'm just talking. I'm talking on my ass now. Anyways, let's move on to who's the Knicks going to face in the second round. Celtics and Sixers. This is honestly one of my favorite matchups of the first round too. But let me get your opinion on this, Zach.
Give me the Celtics in 5. Pretty simple. I was debating between 4 and 5. I don't give the Sixers that much of a chance in this series. No hate to the Sixers, but obviously missing one of the greatest centers of all time, which it's been an issue this season, as is for a lot of seasons. Embiid hasn't been healthy, but I just think the Celtics squad is far too dominant for the Sixers to put up any real fight against them. I mean, Tatum's back. Jaylen Brown, I guess love him or hate him, he's played pretty well this season. Derek White's obviously a demon despite not shooting well this season. The depth's there. You have Mazzulla winning Coach of the Year, right?
Yeah.
I'm between him and Mitch Johnson, so I think that this Celtics squad's just they're proven. They're almost like OKC in a sentence where they've been there, or in a sense they've been there, they've done that. They've been dominant throughout the regular season. I can't bring myself to pick the Sixers to win any more games than 1.
Yeah, I have the Celtics actually in 6, but you kind of changed my mind to 5, 6, whatever. Celtics are going to win the series no matter what. Even with Joel Embiid, I don't think the Sixers squad has much of a chance against the Celtics squad anyways. The Celtics squad has found depth throughout the season. We thought, obviously, both of us had to miss in the playoffs, but they have found pieces to contend for another title. Hugo Gonzalez, Jordan Walsh has showed up. Derek White's turned into an NBA.
Baylor Shireman, bro.
Baylor Shireman shot the lights out of this ball.
Ron Harper Jr.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, sure. Yeah.
He doesn't play that much. He definitely won't be touching the playoff minutes, but yeah. I love Ron Harper Jr.'s game. He torched the Spurs.
Yeah, Gila stand up. Anyways, Celtics 5, 6, whatever, doesn't matter. Celtics going on a second round to play the Knicks. Another classic series there. Let's go back to the top of the West. Second round there. Thunder Lakers for me, Thunder Rockets for you. I'll start with you. Actually, let me just get out of this way.
You go ahead.
Thunder,
go ahead.
Thunder in 5, I don't care. Even with Luka, we're only going to win a game, maybe if that. Thunder in 5, I don't want to touch that more.
Are you sure y'all win a game?
No, I'm not. But Thunder in 5, I don't care. Thunder win anyways. I don't want to talk about it.
Okay,
Thunder Rockets.
That's fair. No, I respect that. I respect that you're not being that ludicrous with your.
I'll take one. I'll take one Luka Magic game. That's it.
I don't even know if y'all have a Luka Magic game in y'all. Maybe the Thunder will win by 5 instead of 20 in that Luka Magic game. Sorry, I'm not even trying to hate. I just don't have faith in y'all in the series against the Thunder. I mean, I don't have faith in anybody in a series against the Thunder, really. I just this team's too dominant. like I have the Rockets here, and I'm just like, man, the Rockets have put up a couple of good performances against them. Like, you remember opening night? That was arguably game of the year, double overtime, and still, like, I'm picking the Thunder to win in 4 against the Rockets. I don't have faith in any team to like put up that much of a competitive fight against the Thunder. So right now, the Thunder are 8-0 going to the conference finals. Yeah,
Fair enough. They play the winner of, for both of us, the Nuggets and Spurs, which is another series to behold. That one, the proven Nuggets championship squad, or not necessarily the entire squad, the same squad, but still core squad of the championship contenders and all that kind of stuff, versus the new up and coming young Spurs squad. Spurs get home court advantage. I'll start with you, Zach. This is your squad. This is your team. This is your time. This is your moment. Go ahead.
yeah. I mean, what more can you say? This might be the matchup of the playoffs if the Spurs and Nuggets meet. I mean,
Meech?
we've seen some all-time moments here in the regular season between these two teams, even down to the Spurs playing their starters into the fourth quarter of game 82 against the Nuggets. I mean, first off, that was ridiculous. There's no need to do that. But I think it also goes to show you how much we didn't want to play the Nuggets in the second round. I mean, I would have loved to have not played them until the conference finals, but you know what? The Nuggets were the rightful 3 seed. They have been this entire season. I'd say that. And there's no duck and smoke in the offs. And that's just how it is. And with that being said, I think the Spurs wanted to avoid the Nuggets for very valid reasons. This squad has been a thorn in the Spurs side all season long. Granted, Wemby only played once against the Nuggets. They're 3-1 against us this season. It's hard to deny that. They've looked really good against the Spurs. I mean, even in that game in Denver that went to OT, I don't know. That game kind of gives me some credence because Wemby didn't have his greatest of performances ever in OT, just because he looked gassed, but we also didn't give him the ball a lot. I mean, De'Aaron Fox wasn't great down the stretch there. Shooting kind of fell off in the second half, which is just something that can't happen in this series. And then the Spurs still almost won. So like that part of that, there are reasons to believe in the Spurs squad in this series. But personally, it pains me to do this, but it's a pick I've had for a while. I got to go with the Nuggets in 6. I think they're far too experienced here. I think the Spurs are kind of outmatched in the experience category. It just sucks. It sucks to see the squad go out this early, but the Nuggets are a scary squad, and I don't want to face them. But that's how it is. That's how it is. The Spurs aren't the 1 seed. The Spurs are the 2 seed. The Nuggets are the 3 seed. That's playoff basketball. There's no ducking smoke, and Nuggets in 6.
Yeah, I have the same prediction. I have Nuggets and 6 as well for almost all the same reasons. Just also the fact that the Spurs being at home gives me hope that you guys can win the series. For the fact that you guys are at home, we saw what it looks like prior to game time. We'll see if they actually wear the shirts and all that kind of stuff. But we know it's gonna be bumping in Frostbank. Yeah, we know it's gonna be bumping in Frostbank. We know it's also gonna be bumping in Mile High as well. So elite playoff atmospheres both ways. It's just I do feel like the Nuggets take a game on the road, either games 1 or game 2, and that flips it immediately. I don't think the Spurs go on the road and win in Denver. I really don't. And for all
that is where the Spurs' 1 win against the Nuggets this season did come. It was on the road.
Okay.
No Wemby either.
Yeah, but playoff basketball is different, bro. Honestly, I don't even know what it is.
Hey! I'm just saying that game was in the NBA Cup too.
Oh, was it? Oh, is that?
Hey, that's
you're right.
That's playoff basketball right there. I mean, it was on.
Basketball.
Wasn't it? Don't they have a pink court? I want to say it was on a pink court. Yeah, for the. I want to look it up.
Rainbow court.
I want to say I remember it.
Was it the rainbow court? Oh, was there city court with a 5280 in the middle?
No, maybe I'm tripping. Yeah. It was. It was pink. It said Denver on it.
Where did they have a pink Denver court?
It was like pink reddish. Like it looked light. It looked lighter on like in game. Look it up.
Oh, the
Sorry,
NBA Cup court. You're right. I'm
sorry.
tweaking.
I'm just thinking.
Yeah,
I'm thinking back.
yeah.
I'm thinking back to that game because
No, yeah,
it
yeah.
happened. It was happening right after Texas beat A&M in football. I was at home. Great night. ASU actually lost to U of A that night, so it wasn't that great, but it was awesome to see Texas win, hang out with my family, watch the Spurs beat the Nuggets without Wemby.
Fairs.
Had so much faith at that time going up against the Nuggets, but 3-0 since then, so it's not looking good. I agree with a lot of your reasoning. Is going to be probably the series of the offs. I hope it goes 7. I really do. I mean,
Yeah.
even before this season, even though the Spurs haven't been competitive, Nuggets Spurs has always been cinema. We've always just ever since Wemby's came into the league, always been cinema. I mean, I know you probably don't remember it, but game 81, Wemby's rookie season, Devontae Graham game winner, basically knocked
Oh my
the
God.
Nuggets out of the playoffs because
Yeah.
we bumped them. Did we bump them to the 3 seed?
Wait, Wemby's rookie year was the year that the Nuggets won the championship, bro.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, that was the year the Celtics won.
Yeah.
Nuggets? No.
Yeah, it was the year the Celtics won.
You bumped them to the 2 seed because the Lakers lost in 5 to them. Or 4.
All right, yeah.
Whatever it was. We played the
Yeah,
Nuggets
but
that year.
Devontae Graham directly led to the Nuggets' downfall that season. So it's going to be a great series. I could care less about. I don't know. I actually could care more. Like I really don't want to lose this series, but it's going to be good for basketball. God, I hate seeing my team play. Like I love seeing my team play in the playoffs. Don't get me wrong, but like you and I were talking about it the other day. You don't really have expectations for this Lakers squad, so you kind of get to enjoy playoff basketball a bit more. You get to like just enjoy everything going on. Whereas I'm sat here like our expectation is to at least make it to the conference finals, and I don't think this. I don't know.
It's just the path doesn't line up. The path doesn't line up.
Maybe the expectation is a bit less than that, but
I
isn't-
agree what you're saying. It's like there's only 2 spots in the conference finals, but there's 3 teams that can make it. It has to be an
Yeah.
odd man out. And they have to play in the conference semifinals. That's just how it is.
yeah, it's playoff basketball. There's no. I said it like 2-3 times already. There's no ducking smoke. It's playoff basketball. This is the Western Conference. I mean, maybe in the East you're going to get some weaker matchups in the second round, but not in the West.
Yeah. Anyways, let's flip it to the East again. The 1-4 matchup in the Eastern Conference semifinals is the Pistons versus the Cavaliers. I mean, I'll go first, honestly. I have the Cavaliers winning this game.
Wow.
I have
That's-
series.
Wow. That's sorry.
I have the Cavs winning in 6. I really do think it's one of those things. It's what guides me too over the fact outside the fact that it's I love this Cavs roster. I love what they've done with the roster. I love how they've been playing basketball. Obviously, it hasn't been the most consistent since they've made all the trades and stuff, but they have the firepower, they have the star power, all that kind of stuff. But it really does boil down to the fact that the Pistons' woes and worries are a lot more emphasized throughout their playoff run this year, based off the fact of who they're playing. The Cavaliers are great perimeter defense, great interior defense, and then obviously can run out with the ball, which really doesn't play well with the Pistons, who like to slow it down, play outside in rather than inside out. And like what history has been telling me within the past couple years, which is teams like the Pistons, who are young squads with minimal playoff experience, a couple playoff runs at this point, still don't have the experience to get over that second round conference finals hump, which it is kind of just like that past history thing that's literally just bugging me. That's really I was
gonna say. Then you got the Wolves, who are like a youngish squad, and they've been in the conference finals. What?
They still haven't gone over the hump.
3 years in a row. 3
2
years in a row.
2 years in a row. Yeah, 2 years in a row. But still, like they
Yeah.
haven't gone over that hump yet. I don't know. The Thunder didn't do it. Who am I thinking of too? Who am I thinking of?
Is it East or West?
I don't know. I'm like really blanking now.
I mean, the Cavs didn't get over the hump last year.
The Cavs either. Like that's true, but I don't know. I feel like I just like this matchup for the Cavs. It's weird. And again, we're gonna talk about James Harden in the playoffs, which obviously is a very flip of a coin type of thing. But again, I'm gonna go back to what I said in that first round series against the Raptors. I don't think he has to be the one that takes on all that load. Pause. And so yeah, I have the Cavs in 6 going to the Eastern Conference Finals, which was your pick before the season even started too.
Yeah, and here I am, like really, really, really considering flipping it because, man, like just if it boils down to it, man, I love James Harden, but I can't be caught falling for it again. Like it's like every time, bro. Every time you think you're out on James Harden, bro, he reels you back in, bro.
Yeah.
Every time you think you're doubting a Harden playoff team, it's just like, hey, maybe this year, maybe if James Harden just puts it together, he's gonna go on a run. He's gonna win a chip. You know, everything's gonna be sunshine and rainbows. But I just like, dang, this is tough because the Pistons have been so much better. The last 30 days, better. 2 weeks, better. Whole season, they've been better than the Cavs. Down to it. But I just there's something in the back of my in my gut that tells me the Cavs can win this series. That there's a world where the Cavs go out there and this is their year. Maybe not to make the finals, but to make the conference finals. So you know what? I had the Pistons winning in 6, but going on this rant, give me the Cavs in 7. I've talked myself into this. Like I'm gonna give myself the fell for it again badge with James Harden. I know whenever they lose in the first round to the Raptors, but
wear it with pride, bro. Wear it with pride.
This is Uno's year. Come on, you know what? If I'm buying into the Cavs, I'm fully buying into Uno, bro. This is Uno's year. Come on, like I got the Cavs to the conference finals. Watch. I'm gonna say this: they're gonna lose first round to the Raptors, but still, I got them winning back-to-back Game 7s. To get to the conference finals. Come on. Let's ride. The
Cavs Nation, let's ride.
We both rocking with Uno, bro. Uno Nation.
Yeah, Uno. They will face up against one of the Celtics or Knicks, which last season was one of the all-time matchups, turned into one of the all-time sad moments in league history. But this time, both teams are fully healthy going into it. The Celtics...
Hopefully.
The Celtics, nobody thought they were going to be here. But now they have a chance to win an NBA title again for the second time in 3 years. Yeah. Who you got, Celtics or Knicks, going to the Eastern Conference Finals to face off against the Cavaliers?
I don't want to get caught out like last year. Like I'll never forget last year. I was so confident in that Celtics squad. I had them winning it all, and they disappointed me against the Knicks. But man,
all right. If you want me to go first, I'll go first.
Go first. I'm really I'm so split on this. Like every game they play, they've had some straight bangers in the regular season. I mean, they always do. It's Celtics Knicks. But
maybe when
are we gonna get this in the conference finals, man? God, I'm tired of this being a second round matchup.
First off, I think this series goes 7. This is one of those series that has 7 written all over it. The history between the two teams, the regular season matches of the past 2 years. Their last matchup just a couple weeks ago when they were in MSG was the fight for the 2 seed, and the Celtics came out or the Knicks came out on top. I think one of them came out. I forgot who came out on top. I need to look at this now. Hold on. I'm blanking. I think I'm mixing up some games. Yeah. It was like last week. Knicks beat them by 6. So clearly there's precedent for both teams winning this matchup. That was the first time, though, that both teams were healthy with, obviously Jason Tatum returned from his Achilles, and everybody was healthy on both sides of the ball. So we really saw that kind of thing. But now the Celtics with Tatum are kind of rolling. They've gotten him worked into the rotation more, into the scheme, bought into this culture. And the Celtics have really just, I'm going to say it again, have found his talent out of nowhere. Hugo Gonzalez has been one of my favorite players to watch. Like, he's been elite defensively. He has that motor that every championship contender needs, just that grit and grind type of player. The Thunder had it last year with Alex Caruso, and the Celtics had it a couple years ago with Derek White. But now Derek White's obviously grown into a bigger role. So I think Celtics win in 7. I think the Knicks can obviously grab 3 games. I don't know where it's going to be, but that game 7, I really think it could flip on a dime. But I trust the Celtics squad more with the talent that they have and that what they've done this season and the coaching of Joe Mazzulla to just get it done flat out in a game 7 uh, against the Knicks squad, who we've talked about again this episode against the Hawks, where you put Jalen Brunson and Cal on the court. It's just not going to work out. It hasn't worked out really ever. Even last year when they played the Celtics, they kind of, I don't want to say got bailed out because they did come out firing and took a 2-0 lead in that series, but the injury to Jason Tatum for his Achilles to pop like that really just put that series to bed for the Celtics. But then they came out and won game 5 and forced a 6. So what if Tatum was there? Maybe they go back to a 7, whatever, something like that. So I really trust the Celtics squad. They have a chip on the shoulder, obviously, from last season. And Tatum's going to really, I feel like, turn another gear on for this series, knowing what's at stake and what happened last year. So Celtics in 7.
Yeah, I now that I've had time to sit and think with it, you know the Celtics are going to be motivated. They don't like how they went out last year, especially like I'm sure Jason Tatum's just sat there thinking about this whole time. I'm sure, like, I don't know, in the back of his mind, he wants revenge. He wants to overcome the Knicks after tearing his Achilles in the fashion that he did last year. I mean, man, that last game against the Knicks and MSG, when we texted the group chat at the same time,
bro.
Whenever he slipped, my heart almost jumped out of
ass, bro.
Yeah, like almost jumped out of my chest, bro. I thought I thought it happened again. It was the same spot. I think that's going to be there in the back of his mind. I think he might be a bit nervous at first, but I think he wants to win this more than anyone. I think Joe Mazzulla wants to win this more than anyone. I think he's probably one of, if not the best coach in the league. I think he'll scheme up a way to take advantage of the Brunson and Cat minutes. And I trust the Celtics. Give me the Celtics in 7. Like I know we're both rocking with this, but that's where I stand.
Fairs. I mean, we pretty much summed it up all up. Now it's time for the conference finals. These teams at this time would be rolling into it. The Thunder would be on an absolute tear. You have them going 8-0 into this game. The Nuggets, a little bit more work to do, but still getting it done to get to the conference finals to face the Thunder. The series went 7 last year in the second round. This was one of the most fun series. The Nuggets had a 3-2 series lead. Or they had a 1-0 series lead. They had a 2-1 series lead. They had a 3-2 series lead. Couldn't get it done, obviously. Thunder in game 7 last year, Shea went nuts and they blew him out the water. But this is a different story. Slightly different team for one side. Actually, for both sides. Zach, who do you have going to the NBA Finals in June?
I can't pick against the Thunder. That's just the end all be all. I think for here it's the amount of games. I'm kind of rocking with 6 here. The Nuggets have been a bit inconsistent at times this season, so I think that they might slip up a bit from last year. I do think on paper this team's better than last year's squad, so that does give me worry. Like maybe I should pick the Nuggets in this series, or maybe I should pick this to go 7. But this Thunder team has been far too consistent. They've been the best team in basketball from start to finish. Shea's been playing at an MVP level all season. Chet's been playing at a Defense Player of the Year level all season. You toss in J-Dub to that mix. If he plays well, it's wraps. If J-Dub plays well, it's wraps. I mean, they already have AJ Mitchell off the bench, Isaiah Joe, Kaysen, obviously Lou Dort, hashtag Mark Digno, please play Lou Dort 30 minutes a night. But
Alex Caruso, Jared McCain, it's 10 deep.
I don't know. I don't know about McCain in a playoff series. I'm very intrigued to see how he plays. How teams play.
Still go 10
with,
deep. That's what
like,
I'm saying.
play
the squad
against him.
Yeah, I mean, I think this series plays out a lot like it did last year. I think it goes 7. I think the Thunder get it done in 7. I think Shea in the playoffs is something that you can never underestimate. We've seen it back-to-back years at this point, or we'll see it back-to-back seasons like we have if we get to a conference finals out of the Thunder again. And again, for what I've picked for the last 2 years, the team that won, I'm not going to pick against them until I literally see them lose. Like until I literally see them physically lose a series, I'm not going to pick against them. This Nuggets squad, I think, is the best matchup for this Thunder squad, though, outside of the Spurs. Even then, I think if it was the Spurs, I think inexperience would really take them out in this series. So the Nuggets, I feel like for that sake of their experience in this situation, I think are a better matchup for the Thunder. I think it goes 7 again. I think we see again the two MVP candidates or two of the MVP candidates go at it, and it's going to be in literally all-time classic series. Um, it's going to be interesting though because I remember last year after the Nugget series or after this series in the second round, they announced that Shea was MVP, and people were like, "Oh, Shea's the MVP because he beat Jokic," all this kind of stuff, right? Now what we're gonna have is we're gonna have the MVP being announced before this series right here, which could be one of these two, and the other one might have a chip on the shoulder for this entire series because they didn't get that award, which I really think could be a very big part of that. Now, if it goes like Wemby or Luka, then both of them have a chip on their shoulder, and they're just going to go nuclear in this series. But besides the point, if one of the other gets the MVP over the other one, we're going to see the other one throw some haymakers back, and we're going to see some elite hoops on this court. I just think it goes the way it did last year. I'm not going to pick this team against anybody in the world until I see them lose. So Thunder 7 to the NBA Finals, start the dynasty up. Over in the East, they will play one of the Cavaliers or Celtics, which is honestly flashbacks to 2018.
Yeah.
That could you have two completely different ways of looking at it, because obviously the Cavaliers in 2018 had Braun, and the Celtics honestly had the same core of Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum.
Kyrie was there, but he
didn't play.
I was gonna say he was
rookie
hurt.
Tatum.
Yeah. I was literally thinking about it the other day because he got deviated septum surgery. Shout out Reese and I. But I was just thinking about that because a lot of people were calling it like a BS injury that he used to sit out Game 7, sit out the series, and
no, this is real, bro.
I was kind of laughing. I was like, because bro, that ain't anything to play around with. I think the timing of Kyrie getting it was kind of I think you could question that in a world, but it is a very serious surgery. Just want to let that be known. But sorry, I was just laughing. I was laughing thinking about that the other day. But anyways, tough matchup. As we've both been saying, we're rocking with the Uno train here. But unfortunately, I think that has to end here against the Celtics. I trust the Celtics squad too much. From top to bottom, they're loaded with talent. Obviously, Jason Tatum, best player in this series, I'd say. Joe Mazzulla is the better coach in this series, and they're going to play with a chip on their shoulder. They've been playing with a chip on their shoulder the whole season without Tatum. And I think with Tatum back, it's just more fuel to the fire. I've got the Celtics winning in 5 games. I think they're going to be 5 close games. You remember the Pacers-Celtics series whenever they won the finals?
Yeah, the Celtics
conference
sweep.
finals.
That was the closest
sweep ever.
Yeah.
It's going to be one of the closer 5-game series you've ever seen. But I've got the Celtics going on to the finals to play the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Fair enough. I think for a lot of the same reasons I have the Celtics going to the finals as well, but I have them in 7. I think the Cavaliers at home can really knock off some games and get some streaks going. I think this is also a game or a series where we see the home team win every single game. I think Celtics win game 1, game 2, go on the road, lose to the Cavs in games 3 and 4. Then 5, 6, and 7 are all home court advantage wins. Celtics obviously have the home court. They're the 2 seed versus the Cavaliers 4. Give me the Celtics in 7. Again, chip on the shoulder. You said best player in the series is going to be Jason Tatum. I think it's going to be Donovan Mitchell still. But I think the supporting cast of the Cavaliers is not nearly as much of a, collective unit than the Celtics is. The Celtics play as a literal unit. Everybody and anybody on that rotation for the playoffs, 8 or 9-man rotation, can have a starting spot on any given night, which I think is huge. They play as a unit. They play collective. They play together. Shout out the UCLA women's basketball squad. We just saw them win, and the reason they won, obviously, they were the best team, dominant, but they play together. When you play together, you can go as far as that takes you. And the Celtics, I feel are the most collective team and play as much together. The other team, obviously, is the Oklahoma City Thunder, who they'll match up with in my NBA Finals, our NBA Finals. So I think that's a big key reason. But I think the Cavaliers make it a series. I think it goes 7. I just think the Celtics in Game 7. It's too much to handle. I think Jaylen Brown pops up at least once or twice in a series, gets at least 35, 40 a night, or one of those games in a game. But Tatum in a Game 7, he has a record for most points in a Game 7 of 50-something. So I'll take the Celtics in 7. But the all-time finals matchup, which we thought we were going to get last year, and then going into this season, thought damn, there's no way this could happen at all for one of these teams. The other team obviously has been destined to come here or be here since the start of the season. Celtics versus Thunder. Zach, who do you have winning the Larry O'Brien Trophy and hoisting that in the month of June?
I said it about a million times this episode. I'm not going to trust the Thunder to lose until I see them. I see them walking out the tunnel with their towels over their heads. Like in defeat. I will not believe the Thunder have lost until I see them lose. I see the fans go home. I see the lights turn off. I see that arena, finally quiet. I will not pick against this Thunder squad, and it's not over. I think this is just the start of a new dynasty. I think Shea's the best player in this series. He has an argument for best player in the world, and for me, it's just a matter of games. I'm gonna go Thunder in 6. I think this is a lot closer than some people may expect, but yeah, I can't pick against the Thunder. I just like I said, I cannot for the life of me pick against this team.
Yeah, before I get into my pick, I think this series has genuine implications on the outlook of NBA history. I think whoever wins this series, whether it be Shea or Jason Tatum, gets launched into top 10 conversations of all time. Legitimately top 10. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, if you are Shea, you have back-to-back.
I don't know about Tatum. I don't know about Tatum.
Well, let's get to that. But if you're Shea, you have 2 MVPs, possibly, 2 NBA championships, possibly, and 2 Finals MVPs, possibly, in back-to-back seasons, which has never been done before. Let's make that clear. Win the plethora, or the trio of those 3 in back-to-back seasons has never been done. So he already joined a league company last year doing it with Shaq and Jordan. Then to double up on that in the second year, history. For Tatum, I think it leaps him maybe at least into top 20, top 15 conversations. Yes, he didn't win Finals MVP in 2024 when they won, but you are damn sure he's going to win it this year if they win it, if they go all the way, because he'll be the catalyst of that team.
Yeah,
I don't see any way around
I get your argument.
Yeah,
sorry,
so
I just want to comment on the Tatum part. I disagree a bit. I think that might be a bit far. I think Tatum's would be well on his path to being there, but
yeah.
I'd still like to see him be best player in the world at any point before that happens.
But we haven't. I forgot who it was. I don't know who it was, but I looked at something. It was like the way we manage greatness in league history is off of championships. Obviously, it's not exactly green culture, but obviously people's goats Jordan because of the 6 rings. People go is LeBron 4 rings plus all the stats. But you look at it, it's like the 70s was dominated by Kareem, who had 5, 6 rings, and then Jordan matched that in the 80s and 90s with 6 of his own, and then Kobe and Tim Duncan had 5 in the 2000s, and then LeBron and Steph had 4 in the 2010s. Now this year in the 2020s, in this decade, we've had 6 different winners in 6 different seasons. Like, for it to be whoever wins this in the Thunder versus Sucks matchup will be the first repeat winner of the decade, which I think goes lengths. Because I don't know how many other repeat winners we're gonna have in this decade. I really don't. And so whoever wins, it's just elite. But again, you said it. Even then, when you said, I was thinking about it in my mind. When you said, I'm not going to pick the Thunder until I see them get defeated. The Celtics, honestly, it feels like I haven't seen them get defeated because like the series last year with the Knicks feels so tainted with the Tatum injury. Yeah. It just doesn't feel like they lost. It feels like they just lost like a piece and then they kind of crumble from there. It just feels tainted. But I did see them lose. The Thunder haven't had that yet. So it's almost like two teams in my mind who haven't lost a series. And for the exact same reason why you picked the Celtics last year, you're picking the Thunder this year. And so I'm like, it's like clashing right now. It's like the same reason of why I picked both. But the Thunder are the most consistent team all year. They have the star power. They haven't had to bring their best player in midway through the season and work him back into the system. He's been there the entire year, and that's why he's an MVP candidate and gunning for his back-to-back titles. So I'm going to pick Thunder, but I think we get another 7 games in the NBA Finals, and I would be so happy.
I think everybody would be there for that. Yeah.
Dude, if that was a game 7 between the Thunder and the Celtics, I'm looking at the outlook right now. June 19th is when the NBA Finals Game 7 would be, and I'd be on my trip in the East Coast, and I'd actually be going to Boston like the week after.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah,
So you'd be there when they lose in 7.
yeah, bro. No, I'd be there. I'd be in Maine when they lose in 7, but then I'd go there the next season. I'd be wearing so much Lakers shit, I might get shot, but I don't care. Give me the Thunder in 7.
Yeah, it's hard to pick against the Thunder. I mean, they're the kings of the league. I don't see them losing.
Yeah,
It's been unfortunate, had a great run of no repeat champions, but all arrows must come to an end. Shout out Ten Hag.
Anyways, whichever way this playoff season is gonna go, this postseason is gonna go, we're gonna be here covering it every step of the way. This is probably gonna be one of my favorite playoff series and seasons or postseasons I've seen in a while. Just everywhere you can see games flipping and series is flipping.
I hope he lives up to last year. That's just
Yeah, honestly.
it's a high bar. It's such a high bar because last year's playoff was amazing. Shout out the
Yeah.
Pacers, but
The way we've talked
Hey.
about it this episode, it gets me hyped that it could.
yeah, I
really
think there's a
does.
real shot. I think there's a real shot, but
Yeah, I can't wait for it. We will be there tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. to watch Cavaliers Raptors. But until then, word from the nosebleeds. We appreciate y'all for listening and listening to us rant about the playoffs. Until then, word from the nosebleeds out on a Friday. We'll be back next week on Monday talking about the game 1s and wrapping that up. Heading into game 2s. Appreciate y'all for listening. Support as always. Check us out on Instagram, TikTok, all that kind of stuff. Twitter. Zach runs it. TikTok. It hasn't been running well, but Zach runs it. So
all right. So
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
chill on me.
We'll be back on Monday. Talk more playoffs. Enjoy. Love hate. Stop hate. Love basketball.
Love hate.
It's playoff time. Yeah.